I'm not a happy man. I'm not a happy person, especially after figuring things out and thinking that I had a solution to my problems. A solution, of course, being that maybe I could get my own T-Mobile internet service and fix all my woes when it comes to live streams. Let's see. Let's see. It looks like a fucking calculator. It looks like this is being recorded on a calculator, which is always great. I see myself here. I'm in Vaporwave. Seems like I'm in Vaporwave according to my fucking phone here. Looks somewhat reminiscent of some individual taking acid, right, on this Wednesday live stream. I guess it matches the aesthetic. Right? I thought I fixed my issues. I looked up, different ways to solve OBS woes and different ways that you could fix your things. No, because as you can see, it still looks like, no, it fixes itself sporadically. But you know what? We'll just consider that to be a feature. Not necessarily something that's a problem. This is just a thing. This is how it looks like. Right? This is how it looks like. You have little, I guess, bit rate problems according to what I've looked up. But no, this is a feature, my friend. This is a feature. So welcome to the Wednesday stream. Right? Welcome to the heats that is a Wednesday PigCast. I'm trying to do them Wednesdays and Sundays, and then maybe ham radios on Mondays. But then maybe we'll see if I could continue my quality woes to ham radio and take that over just to fix the aesthetic. But welcome. This is I guess this would be what would be considered therapy for most, but I just decided to do it live to a camera, and obviously at a questionable quality, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Doesn't really matter, does it? But the title of this particular stream is "Swallow Your Gum." Always swallow your gum, and that comes from entrepreneur, from creator Gary V, who's another character. If you ever happen to be perusing through any form of social media, he's the guy who's always coked up telling you different ways that you could improve your content by various means, right? Whether that's just making as much content as possible on a daily basis, or imagining to kill your family violently. Those are all tips that he's given on various videos, right? But as far as what he said now, he said to always swallow your gum, that he always swallows his gum. Let's see if I could find this particular TikTok, right, where he mentions this thing. So let's click here and hope that it doesn't completely kill the stream. Okay, so let's put on the headphones for this. But this is Gary V talking about him swallowing his gum, which is just the most cokehead thing to do and say, right? He always has these little bits of advice like, imagine your family dying. Imagine them getting shot violently. And then you're going to have appreciation for them. That's the sort of stuff that he says. So let's see if I could do this right here, right? With this apparently increasingly vaporwave stream. And this is what I'm talking about here. So he's here talking about how this is just unacceptable at this point. What's going on here? What's going on here, YouTube? What's happening? My internet's up to snuff, but now suddenly it looks like a fucking calculator. Okay, so let's see if we could play this and hear it.
I swallow every piece of gum.
What?
I've swallowed every piece of gum that I've ever chewed in my life. I don't think it's cool or anything. I don't think it's fucking amazing. It's just the truth. I think it's efficiency. I don't think I want to give up the 100th of a second putting in a napkin. Just swallow that shit. I swallow.
What's that mean? What's that mean? Are you so efficient in life that you can't spare half of a second to put a piece of gum in a napkin? How coked up are you that you can't do this? And that's the advice that you decide to put on your social media platform. That's the part that drives me nuts about Gary V. But you know what? People take his stuff seriously. I still remember Daniel, as a matter of fact, you being here on the stream. One of our first conversations was you being a fan of Gary Vee. Being a fan, I can't imagine anybody unironically being a fan of Gary Vee and legitimately taking his advice. He made money on wine. He made money on wine. I think there was some sort of weird loophole or inheritance or some odd thing, but he made his money on wine and then realized that he can make more money by telling people how to make money by making content. And he's pushed forward a bunch of people that consider themselves to be entrepreneurs. But really all it means is that you're the guy on your personal account that's, there with the fucking camera every day going, guys, rise and grind. Today's the day. Make your dreams come true. That doesn't mean anything. 56K maybe? Or you're talking about a landline connection, says Roadhog. Yeah, right? I feel like a landline connection will probably be better. I don't understand what it is. The bit rate is high. I've made sure that I'm capable of that. But you know what? It adds to it. I should name the stream to the Vaporwave. Wednesday Vaporwave stream. Right? Family business. There you go. So he's got a nice little bit of a boost with his family business. But then he tells you how you can make money and how you could be successful by making content online. It's all that I don't want to call it new age BS, but it's that sort of style of, hey, you could make money, just pay me and I'll show you how to make money, but I'm making money because you're paying me. So you see the golden ratio of retardation, right? You're seeing the golden ratio of retardation there. It's a metaphor, says Roadhog. Is it really a metaphor? I don't think it's a metaphor. I legitimately think that Gary Vee wakes up on a daily basis and not only does he imagine his family being murdered violently for some sort of odd reason, I guess that increases his ability to love them more, but he also he swallows his gum. He's legitimate. He swallows his gum. I feel like that's another thing that it's not just for the character, right? To progress his little character or his persona online. No, he legitimately does that. And I think he believes that every second of your day is valuable. This is my my shout out to the homies, right? As I mentioned this on a previous stream, right here. I got the grape soda flavor, so nobody could accuse me of being racist or making racial comments. Here's my my evidence against me being racist is me drinking grape soda. Would I be racist and drinking grape soda knowing the history it has? No. It would be impossible for a racist to drink grape soda, considering they know the target demo of that. Look at that. Wow, that actually looks kind of cool. You know what? I might purposely do this from now on. I think that's it, right? How do you differentiate yourself? Look at me turning into Gary V. Gary P. Right now I'm Gary P. with my advice here. Make yourself different, right? Stand out. How do you stand out? Instead of having a normal live stream, make it vaporwave, right? Fuck some settings up in the background, and you're gonna see that it's gonna make it different than the other streams, right? It makes it stand out. Everybody else has good quality streams. Dumb it down, right? Make it look like shit. These are all things that you could do to stand out and stand up for yourself, right? So that's my advice. That's my Gary P advice as to how you could potentially get a start on this line of work, which, as you could see, I've mastered from this. Well, it looks good now, but you see sporadically it turns into this vaporwave sort of thing, which I need to figure out, which I thought I figured out, but it turns out I did not figure it out, and I'm a retard. I've been trying to get my Twitch back, funnily enough. I should maybe figure this out before I figure my Twitch out. But my Twitch was connected to a number that I no longer have. So me trying to get back my Twitch account has been the equivalent of trying to get a colonoscopy in the back of a Denny's. Because there's no way. Hey, here's my identity. Here's who I am. Can I get back into my account? And they're lost. They go, I'm sorry, but we can't verify that it's you. Here's a picture of me. Here's a picture of my other accounts. Here's the information that you have on me, on the account. The only difference is that I don't have the phone number. So could you please take that off so I could solve my issue? No. No way. Definitely not a thing that, what do you call this? Thing for you, recently dead homies. That's funny, right? Thank you for that, Daniel. I think I still have access to that number if you need help. Thank you for that, Roadhog, as well. But I haven't been able to log into the account, and it's been a nightmare. And I've gone back and forth. And the most annoying thing is at the end, they said, oh, we can't do anything. We're going to have to close the ticket. Is this real? Okay, there you go. We're going to have to close the ticket. What? Is this real right now? Am I going to actually lose my fucking mind? Am I going to lose my mind? Is this going to be the stream where people are going to use for footage on a Netflix documentary? An anger-inducing Netflix documentary? But they close the ticket. It's the equivalent of calling for help, like calling a T-Mobile or calling whatever service you have, and then them hanging up in your face. That's what Twitch did with me. And I'm kind of annoyed because I thought that they were there to help me solve problems. But instead, now I have to send them endless emails telling them, hey, man, I want access to my account. It's me. Why are you making it so difficult? I get that there's security issues, right? But it's literally me. Look at the other accounts. Look at this. Look at that. Here's a question that I answered on my Twitch account for security purposes, right? But no, they make it extraordinarily difficult. Hannah says there's a surgery you could do to get tall, but it involves breaking bones, iron pipes. I've heard that, and it sounds ridiculous. I can't imagine any person that is so ashamed of being short that they would go through the pain, the agony, and the effort of having your bones broken, extended with iron rods, and then deal with all the recovery of that. That process sounds like a nightmare. I don't know anybody that would do that. Although I did know someone in 9th grade who apparently took hormones to grow. That was the rumor going around the school, that they took hormones and they grew. They were shorter than me, if you could imagine that. Even back then, that was a task. And they took hormones, and you saw their head slowly morph into that of a cave person because of whatever pills they were taking. You're not a sexy girl or popular. They don't care. I've heard that. I've heard that on Twitch. It's very niche. And I always see these groups of... I hate it because it's always the same group of people, and they're hogging it up. And now recently, all the Twitch stuff, all that information came out about how much they're making. Funnily enough, individuals that were massive proponents of taxing the rich, in fact, were making a $250,000 a month. So isn't that kind of ironic? Do you think that there's a peak of magic trend in 2020 and is it now fading? Many people are noticing that. I think Jabrizi is the only one that makes that as an argument, and it's a terrible argument. I think it's as popular as it's ever been, and it's only gaining popularity, I think, in terms of how people perceive magic, right? You see it online. You see it with all these shows, these magicians that win the game shows. You see it with lay people looking at magic. I think it's as popular as it's ever been. But for some odd reason, people like Jabrizi like to say that it's not. I don't think so. I disagree with that notion. I think the trend has only increased, and it's only going to keep increasing, right? Even if people tend to find information easier and find gimmicks and find this and that. I was reading a Jerk's blog post about that shit. How virgin-y does that sound? A Jerk's blog post. A blog dedicated to highlighting things in the magic community that were what do you call this? I guess I like the reviews that they have. Jerks, he has like little things that he talks about, like individual products. He has access to all the drama in the magic community. I'm always there after the fact. I always get to the drama after. I want to get there on time. I want to see what's going on, get a piece of that drama. But then I'm only there after the drama's been over for 2 weeks. But for some reason, the Jerks happens to have the scoop on all the drama that's taking place in the magic community, which is a lot. Magicians are egotistical pricks for the most part. So anytime there's an opportunity for drama, they're going to go in there and they're going to take that opportunity. Twitch is cancer and not respected anymore. I guess, but it doesn't hurt, right? And then again, I should not be trying to stream on Twitch with this quality, right? But stream on both at the same time. That was kind of my goal, right? That was my goal, is to try to do that and maybe spread the wealth. Look at that, back to that metaphor, and try to do that on the channel. I have to fucking figure out my stupid OBS and whatever this shit is, that it's the Vaporwave. Because, yeah, I know. I joke about the aesthetic, but this frustrates me to no end. seeing this stupid shit and spending all the time that I have trying to figure this shit out and having it work and then having it not work the next day. I'm like, why are you working one day? The consistency is what frustrates me. Not the comment necessarily, but for doing it a second time with those emojis. All right, maybe I missed the first comment that you made that would make that comment make sense. Just because you want to tax the rich, max social programs more effective, doesn't mean you have to give up all your money and live in a cave. You're thinking of communism. Well, no, I'm making a reference to another popular Twitch streamer that is, I would say, a hypocrite for that sort of mentality, right? Because rich is no longer rich. Rich has to be billions now. That's what they consider to be rich. You know who they are. But rich is no longer millions. That's no longer rich. And even if they tax, I'm not going to get into this argument here. I'm not going to get into this. This PigCake is not PigCake Plus, right? This is a proprietor of magic content. I can't get into taxes and political discourse here. That's not what the stream is. But Roadhog, okay, you guys are having some beef. Speaking of beef, look at that beef in the comments section about that. It's a troll. I believe it's a troll, Brian. So don't get roped into trollness. But you say, I understand the phenomenon is happening from a magician perspective, but I don't think so. I don't think there's any sort of and I'll tell you why. You know what? That ties into my next thing here. That ties in perfectly to my next topic that I have on this Wednesday stream, this fantastic Wednesday live stream, which so far has had nothing but success and no problems whatsoever. Nothing I love more than a stream that's flawless, right? It's great. It's always fun to have. So this is actually the reason why magic is going to survive forever, my friends. This next little thing that I happen to find, somebody left a comment on one of my videos referencing this particular channel on YouTube. And it's for this reason that I think magic is going to be around forever. Not just until the Earth has, until the end, where the Earth explodes and then all the planets and then the sun pretty much collapses. No. Going to be around past that for this exact reason. Let me see if I could pull this up here. Right. Let me see if I could pull this up here. Still getting pulled up. Still, okay, there you go. Okay, maybe it's because I'm outputting at, or because this is loading at 180p. So this is a channel that was recently brought to my attention, right? And this is a magic channel, but it does have a twist. Let me see if you could figure out what the twist is in this particular channel, right? Let's see. We could do a little bit of a transition, right? A little whip. So let's see. Look carefully, and you might find what the twist is that makes this channel stand out a little bit more than the others. So it takes a careful eye, but you have to pay attention. Let's see. Hopefully you could see that, right? So what is it about this that makes this channel stand out more so than others, right? Is there anything in particular that you would say makes this stand out, right? Is there anything, anything, any things? So I perused through this channel for many reasons, right? But I've become acquainted with this particular channel after somebody left me the link, right? And it does that scammy thing where it hides the sub count, which is maybe what I should do, right? Where they hide the sub count, but they have a weird title, like 999,000 views. That's the name of the channel, right? Which doesn't make sense because why would you have the views here? This is where the subscriber area is, right? So there's a common trend. There's a very, I would say two things, right? Two little strands of thread that thread this whole channel together. And it takes a keen eye to recognize what it is, right? I don't know if I could see that because I'm copying or I'm covering it for myself, but it's right above me, nestled, right? There's something about this channel. Is the joke, have I taken the joke to, right, hey, try to figure out what's wrong. It's the tits, right? It's obvious that the focus of this is the boobs, and that's why It's there's the common thread among all these videos is the boobies, right? Somebody sent me this, and the comments are also pretty gross in the sense of just bros all over the comments, right? So you would assume that it's like, oh, great trick, great that. No. I think the comments are like, queen, yes, you know, fart in my mouth. Let's see if we could find one specifically. I know that I linked one to myself that I found to be hysterical. It might be this one. Let's see. Top secret coin magic trick tutorial. Let's click on this one and see the comments. This is on Edge, by the way, so I have to apologize for the ads. Usually I have ad block, but Microsoft Edge doesn't allow that. So, okay, scrolling through. Show me the comments. Show me the... See right here. Abracadabra, the magic goddess appears. I love all her tricks. She's amazing. See, this guy's self-aware, right? He says, good misdirection on a table is perfect for a magician. I think he's referring to her boobs on the table, her tits, her massive boobs. Although this could be a catfish. This could be a catfish. I've been fooled before by attractive ladies who ended up being not attractive ladies. Ended up being the complete opposite, as a matter of fact. I've been fooled. But, let's see. Thank you, Sensei. My favorite is... Oh, this guy's in Spanish. Is the sweater. Right? So he's talking about his favorite aspect of this being the sweater. I'm watching two big magical balls, so I can't focus on reveal tricks. Always distracted. Your trick is very attractive. Yeah, so I saw this account recently, and it's for this reason that Magic isn't going to die anytime soon, man. Magic isn't going to die anytime soon. Look at this. You got some massive views on here. Massive views, right? But I think we're being catfished. I honestly think that we're being catfished to some extent with this particular channel. And the tricks, let's see this one. Let's see if I could check this one out. All right. It's bright as shit, but you could still see, right? Okay, so we have the cards. Music is cancer. I apologize. Okay. So she made the box magically disappear. Okay. Some arts and crafts going. So yeah, so that's the reason Magic is going to survive forevermore. Is because of this. Because people are going to find new ways to innovate on the art, new ways to make it better. Right, new ways to make it something that people are going to watch and enjoy. And she found a little hook, right? A little hook. That's all it takes, right? Like I was mentioning earlier in my stream. Look at this, right? Look at this vaporwave. That's my hook, right? My hook is that I look different than the other channels. You see this weird sort of bit moshing, data moshing aesthetic, right? You don't see that on other accounts. You only see that on my channel. So she found a little hook, and the hook is the breasts, the breasts, right? The breasts are the hook. Old MacDonald will always be a banger. That's the other part that scares me, right? It's the that weird sort of faint, like it's like a shitty. I'm trying to remember the instrument. It's like an electric piano. It's like a different thing. It's one of the settings you get on a keyboard, and it's that weird low, monotonous children's music that makes me feel like this is going to turn into one of those fucking ARGs or one of those horror videos where you get a jump scare. But no, it's just magic tricks performed with the backdrop of tits. So because of that, I don't think Magic's going anywhere. People think that Magic's dying as an art. It's not. It's not, my friends. It's going to last forevermore. And until the end of time, people are going to find new ways to innovate. Look at Sean Does Magic. He finds new ways to innovate on what do you call this? On TikTok. Every time I log on to TikTok and I see him surrounded by a bunch of weird people that don't seem like, it seems like reptiles in a human uniform. That's what it seems like. You sound jealous? I'm very jealous. Yeah, I'm very jealous. I don't think I hide that. I'm very jealous because I don't have tits. Look at that. I don't have tits. So I can't use that hook, right? I have to use the hook of little jokes. I just uploaded a new video to the channel, right? just uploaded a new video, which was a little card move, an easy thing, a way of crimping cards to make it easy to find cards. I like that, right? I forgot whose crimp that is specifically, but I just uploaded that. And obviously, it's not going to get as many videos, as many views as Tits McGee. Is that patriarchal for me to say that? For me to say, call her Tits McGee, right? Because it's drawing attention to a certain component of her body. But she's doing it on purpose. It's not like I'm being or going out of my way, right? Is sleight of boobs a thing? There's Vanessa. There's these two Australian dudes that their whole thing is naked magic. Look at this right here. Look at this vaporwave, right? Again, standing out from the rest. But there's these two naked magicians. That's how they brand themselves. Let me see if I could find this. Naked magicians. And they do sleight of penis, I believe. They do sleight of penis. So sleight of penis is a thing, and that exists in this world. Then for sure, we have to have some sort of a sleight of boob eventually. So wait, hold up. So naked magicians, Australia. Let's see if we could find these guys. Naked magicians, right? This is very... Okay, it's 294,000 views. So it's equal opportunity here on YouTube, right? It's not just one group of individuals. It's equal opportunity, right? If you have a penis, you could definitely get the same sort of thing. So let's go to this one and see if I could show you what I'm talking about here, right? So this would be a sleight of penis. This would be a sleight of penis. Let's press play. Right, we have two magicians, 2 cups, 1 ball, and 1 rabbit. Okay, so far they're closed. The thumbnail was them naked. So far I'm deceived here. I don't know if I like this deception. Oh, they're getting naked. Okay, so they have to get to this point. Oh, that guy's absolutely shredded. But he has that dick, what do you call this? What's that dick root? I think Dane Cook talks about that. The dick root. Okay, so this is the part that takes a lot of effort. Oh, yeah, okay. So there's this. That's a lot. Now, what I'm concerned about here is that there's not a lot of space. Right, so if you notice, there's not a lot of space between the cup and you could, move it around. You could, what do you call this? If you flop to one side, guess what? You're seeing some knob, buddy. You're seeing some knob. So this is, I guess, an interesting way. But what I don't like is that the guy on the right is shredded, and the guy on the left hasn't necessarily worked out as much as he should. When your whole gimmick and aesthetic is that you're a naked magician. Right? What's the... You want to make sure that you're ripped. This guy at least does the push-ups, but he doesn't do the lower abs, which are the hardest abs to get. But why isn't it vaporwave here? It's not vaporwave in this screen. But then when I get to this screen, it vaporwaves. I think we're finding solutions. My friends. Right, I need to figure things out, but that's a thing that I could hook onto maybe to fix this vaporwave issue, right? That when I'm in that screen, there's no craziness, but then when I'm in the other screen, guess what? All crazy vaporwave, data moshing. It's like Kanye West from a 2008 music video, but not Kanye West. Check out Stan's dad from South Park. He's better at cock magic. I think I remember that particular episode. With Italian music, that's what you're offended at, Mark Cobain. Sleight of penis is for gays. Okay, I guess. I don't think that it's gays watching their stuff. I think it's a lot of women that watch their stuff. I remember being sent that from somebody who knows that I'm a magician, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you do it like these guys?" But it's like the Austin Powers bit, right, where you're hiding your penis with various objects from your house. That has to be fairly difficult. I wonder how they do that on stage without flashing their junk, or maybe they're wearing something like a jock strap or something that hides the penis from flopping around. That's what I have to imagine they're using. They can't just be naked up there. It flips and flops, you know? You could use it to hide things now that I think about it. That might be an upcoming Patreon tutorial, right? Hiding various objects in the folds. And this has been a terrible episode. I apologize. I definitely apologize. I thought that this was going to be great, that having streams both on Sundays and Wednesdays would be a fun thing to do, right? A catharsis for me in the sense of using this as therapy. That's what my therapy is. A lot of people go to psychologists and pay the big bucks. No, I just pay the big bucks to internet providers that shit in my mouth, essentially. Although I don't think this is an internet issue. I think this is an OBS issue. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I know I said that on Sunday, but no, this time I mean it. I'm going to get to the bottom of it and figure this out, because I dig the vaporwave aesthetic, but when I want it, right? Not when I don't want it. I want to be in control. And when I lose control, I get upset. And when I get upset, who knows? Maybe I might end up on some certain news channel. Let me take this out here in the background of the naked magicians, because it's making me uncomfortable to look at these naked magicians out here. If one of them is ripped, am I wrong in thinking that both of them should be ripped? Is that misogyn? Whatever the opposite of that is, does that make me that? Because I feel like both of them should be at least jacked if your whole aesthetic is going to be that you're a naked magician, right? That you're, oh, look at me. Here's the restored and restored can trick. But look, the can is covering my knob. My knob is being covered by this can. And I don't like that dick root, too. I don't like that dick root. I know of some people that, they've been working out for quite a while, and they have that. They have that weird thing that's just like it's empty space just from your navel to the bottom, and you have that thing. I think Dane Cook is the one that innovated on the term dick root. What about Piggy's videos showing his feet? Great content for fetishists. That's the other one. That's the other one that I don't get. I was talking to a couple friends of mine talking about the feet thing, right? Because it works. I think it's mostly a male thing. That mostly, I don't think a lot of women would be into feet. But some dudes are into feet. There's a foot jobs is a whole thing, right? I can't imagine being on a date. Maybe you've been going out for 2 months and you go, hey, let me try this. And, you have to start it as a joke. That's the thing. You have to start it as a joke. There's no way that you're just going to get into it right off the bat, right? You can't just go, hey, this really turns me on. So you have to go, hey, it'd be funny if we do this. Yeah. Well, let's make this a thing now. Like, that has to be the way you introduce it, as a joke, and then it turns serious. That's how I have to imagine it. You introduce a foot fetish into a relationship. But how weird is it? What's attractive about feet? I get legs. Legs are tremendous. I could go on and talk for days about legs, but feet, there's no function, there's no aesthetic, there's no pleasing, and women tend to be a little bit more diverse when it comes to their shoes, right? So when it comes to men, we're very simple. We wear typically flat-footed shoes. We wear maybe athletic shoes every once in a while. But women, you guys have, heels that makes it a little bit harder, and you kind of fuck your feet up. So women's feet are not generally attractive. Misandrous, there you go. Thank you for the dropping the terms here, right? I should have looked up the Shazam t-shirt to remind myself as to all the terms. But I don't understand how you could look at feet and find that particularly attractive. I know how you could look at these these Australian guys and think that they're attractive because they're good-looking dudes. They're well taken care of. Even the guy that doesn't necessarily have a body, right? He still has his attractive features. I think I was having this conversation with the Australian guys the other day. The magic show or whatever they call themselves, magic guys, and they were saying on how I disagree. I disagree with the notion that Australian women are not attractive. I think they're very attractive, but Australian men are also very attractive. Australian men tend to also be very attractive, so I might just have some sort of fetish for Australia as a whole. I hate people's knees, says Daniel. That's weird. I don't know how you. They're part of the legs. Right, they're part of the legs. I'm a huge fan of legs. If you have good legs, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because it's like a journey. There's a journey to get to where you want to get to. If Gary Vee told you to swallow your gum, would you? I don't know. There's been this thing recently where I think Jay-Z, let me look this shit up now that I have the ability to look it up. Jay-Z meeting or $500,000. There was a thing where it's like, would you take $500,000 or would you meet over dinner with Jay-Z? Let me see. So he ain't take the 500,000. Let me see what this is. This is the most Ebonics thing I've ever read in my life. Mendices Harris posted a video with Jay-Z. Okay, so let's see. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. Okay, so I'm going to go to 2. Right? Take off this vaporwave shit. So it says here, Mercedes' recent photo with Jay-Z has fans bringing up the infamous Twitter debate where an individual had to choose between a dinner or $500,000. And they chose a meeting. I think that's retarded. I think that's pretty retarded, I would say, if you are given the option between a meeting with somebody like Jay-Z. Like, what's he going to tell you? He's going to tell you, go for the money, you fuck. Go for the money. So 500,000, right? I don't understand anybody that would rather meet this individual. I mean, what's going to happen? You think you're going to make that connection? You think, oh, over dinner, I'm going to enthrall this guy and I'm going to make a connection with this guy to the point where I could now be friends with him and then make more than 500,000? You're going to have a hell of a elevator pitch for that. Take the 500K. You could convert that into stuff. You know, you could maneuver that, especially with the bits and the stuff. You could maneuver that, right? So this apparently is part of that debate. But I remember seeing this recently as to the retardation of an individual that would rather take a meeting with a person rather than just take the money up front. That has to be a retardation, right? There has to be something that's not working right for that individual. When is we getting another stimmy check? I don't know, man. I don't know if Daddy Biden is going to throw another one our way. He's throwing a lot of things our way. But I don't know when he's, or if. I don't know when or if, right? If that's going to happen. And that's another one, right? Speaking of memes that I've seen online, another meme that's like, I gave my stimmy up because I don't need that. Because I'd rather grind for my money. It's like, all right, dude, who has entrepreneur on his fucking Instagram bio page. Like, okay. So that was a recurring meme when the stimmies were getting handed out. Australian women have a cheat code. It's the accent. I guess, right? I guess that's the cheat code. I'm a fan of accents as well. But saying that with my ignorance, all the ignorance of an American asshole, where I'm aware that I have an accent, right? I'm aware that I have an accent. But I think for me, any sort of accent is immediately the way to the bone phone, right? It's a collect call to my bone phone, if you know what I mean. My penis. That's what I'm referring to. Daniel says 500K to Sheba. I don't think so. If you did that, you'd probably be retarded. But then again, I've been fooled before. I told Daniel about Dogecoin, and we put in just a little bit, and then we pulled out, or I pulled out, and he stayed in. I don't know if did you make it? Did you make that little chunk of change, or did you sell it, or did you hold? I don't know what you did. You never told me. But I was very upset when you called me and you're like, hey, man. You're like waving money in front of your face and telling me as to my retardation for selling and not holding. So who knows? Finances in 2021 has become, hey, this guy posted a picture of a dick with cheese on it online. So now this coin is worth $1,300, one of them, because he posted a picture of a dick with the cheese on top. So that's finances in 2021, whereas before it's capitalizing on trends and seeing, oh look, this company's going to innovate in the fucking energy sector. No longer do we need that. All we need is essentially just one guy to tweet one picture and it goes to the roof. Don't use that for other purposes. Please don't Photoshop that. I held, bro. It's going to $1. I still remember when the whole thing, the whole meme was whether Dogecoin would hit a cent, and you had a bunch of financial analysts say that that's impossible, it will never happen. There's too much. There's too much circulating, and it hit 27 cents, and then 40 cents, and I think it went up to 60 or 70 cents, and it shot. And a lot of people turned a joke into financial stability, essentially, right? Financial stability into that. So all from a dumb joke. So Shiba might be the same. Shiba might be the same. Who knows? Who knows? But I've learned hold, my friends. Just like me, from a couple, I would say a month ago, when my channel was losing subscribers faster than I was gaining subscribers. Now I'm back in a positive. Plus 83 subscribers, right? So before I was minus 20, right? And then every day it would get more and more. Now I'm in a positive now in terms of my subscribers, or me gaining subscribers. So things are going good. Things are shooting sky high, my friends. We're going to the moon. Piggy coin to the moon. I need to stop that. Hi, Piggy. Could you please give me some advice on how to get started in life, please? How to get started in life? Well, it starts in when you shoot out of your mom. So that's how it starts, right? I was having a conversation with my mom the other day. Not on that, but we're talking about various things that she did in the course of her life. So that was an interesting one. But how to get started in life, man? When does life really start? That's the good old debates, right? That I'm sure people have. Pro-choicers versus pro-lifers. That's where it starts. Where does life start? I think life starts when you are no longer depending on somebody, right? I think when you get past that teenage age, or for some people it's in their teenage years, or some people it's even in their childhood, when they don't depend on someone. I think that's when life really starts, because then you're essentially figuring things out on your own, right? So when you no longer have that parachute of falling back on your parents or whoever, whatever family member, I think that's when your life starts, because then you start figuring things out about yourself. Like, hey, what am I doing? What am I capable of? What do I have to do now in order to eat? Which keeps being incredibly challenged every time I go to the grocery store and I buy 2 farts and a pancake and it comes up to $70. Thank you for that. Thank you to whoever is increasing the prices. Right? I know some people might say that's a very generic thing to say. Obviously, it's not one individual. 2, I don't know what you're counting, Roadhog. I don't know if you're counting up, counting down. Some say life starts when you get V, right? I've come to the conclusion that Daniel is a liar. I think you're a liar because you talk, a lot of game, and then the only time I've ever seen you mac on a woman is to get a 70 cents discount at Five Below on a pair of knockoff AirPod headphones. That's the only time I've seen you mac on someone. And any other time, it's never been anything good. Granted, obviously, you're not hitting them with your full game. You're not turning into Cell from Dragon Ball Z. It's not Daniel perfect form. But I'm willing to believe that there's never been a Daniel perfect form. I think that you were that guy that waited till after last call, right? You're there in the bar. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And then you just grab whatever you can. I think that that's what you've done. So I'm not sure. It's actually 7 people that control the price of anything. I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. It's kind of crazy to see how little companies own so much, right? You have like 4 companies and they pretty much trickle down and own everything. Better than communism. Better than communism. That's what I always say. Better than socialism. That's another thing I say that apparently get a shit for. It says, I'm retired, bro. I'm telling you, man, your girl's writing a book on getting out the trap. I keep doing that Jabrizi thing where I hold the drink, right? As opposed to drinking it. Not to beat a dead horse, but that fucking live stream, it bothered me that he kept like picking up his can and his can was like empty. You could tell because there's no effort when he picked it up. There's no like give. So you could tell his can's empty, but he just kept like miming that he was going to drink it and then he put it down. I kept doing that. I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy my grape soda. Show people how progressive I am, right? This is my I'm not putting a black square on my Instagram, but I'm drinking grape soda. I'm throwing one back for the homie. I'm talking about the homie. R.I.P. GF. Jesus, fuck. The only way to keep your sanity. It's better than communism, right? It's better than communism. You should play the communism game here, right? Which is you go to the Cuban hangout and you scream, Viva Comunismo, and see how long you survive without some old guy sticking his thumbs inside of your eyeballs. So that's a fun game to play down here if you're ever in the 305. Oh, whoa, yeah. Yeah, you know what makes him feel old too? When you're trying to do a stream and you've been in this position for approximately, 50 minutes? And then you remember, oh, you can't do that anymore. You're an old man. Dude, you need to stretch before you work out now. I never used to stretch before working out. I just always used to break my chair. I used to always just get into it. Just get the weights and lift them. But now I have to stretch. I have to spend time stretching. How annoying is that? I want to spend that time doing push-ups, lifting some stuff, doing some weird, confusing exercises to shock my muscles. But now I have to stretch. I have to do like a fucking yoga. I hate to call it yoga, right? What's socialism? Do you actually know it, or is it a phrase you say? I'm aware. I'm aware of socialism. Right? It's not just a phrase I say unknowingly, right? As a person with my certain beliefs, right? But I think that's well beyond the scope of a PigCake. That might be PigCake Plus territory, right? I almost ventured into that earlier in the stream, but I didn't. I chose against it because why would I? Why would I get into that territory, right? This is a magic channel. Whereas if we're on PigCake Plus, that's where I talk about the opposite stuff. That's where the seedy stuff goes. Although I haven't done one, I think forever. I did a game stream on PigCake Plus forever ago, but I don't like the game streams. I really don't. I hate it. It's like, oh, hey, I'm playing a game, but you can't just play the game, right? I just like playing a game just for like maybe 30 minutes and that's it, moving on. I'm not going to play a game for fucking 7 hours and then deal with that as people do when it comes to the gamers. So I commend anyone that does that and officially does their streamers that play games and communicate with an audience. It's not an easy thing to do. And I want to find the nearest highest bridge every time I've done one. I think I did a Minecraft one recently that was 5 hours. Oh, God, talk about a nightmare. I'd rather get a root canal and a colonoscopy in one without any sort of, anesthetic. Do they do that when you have a colonoscopy, or do they just shove it in there? I don't think they're going to numb anything, right? They just shove the camera up your rectum. 6. I don't know what 6 is referring to. Is this something that I'm saying? Is this a puzzle that I have to solve? I'm not Christopher Ramsey. Do you know what communism is? Because it feels like just a phrase. For the record, I'm not pro-communism. That's funny. Well, communism, obviously, right? As a Cuban man, you definitely have a little bit of that knowledge instilled from birth as to the effects of communism. Right, socialism obviously is almost hand in hand, but communism more so just because of I think 99% of Cubans that eventually at some point had their parents come here in a refrigerator could tell you about communism and its woes and its promises, its false promises. But again, that's well beyond the scope of PigCake. We're here to talk about card tricks, right? Shiba just skyrocketed. I'm up to 88 cents, baby. Me too. Me too, my friend. As a matter of fact, let's check my portfolio here. Now that you mentioned Shiba, let's check my portfolio for Shiba Inu, which is a fucking joke. It's a joke. It's not even a competitor. Shiba Inu is not Oh, it did. It did. It's up to point, 28? 0.28. So I'm up $1.38. I'm up $1.38 in my Shiba Inu investment. Although Bitcoin is also up. I made a nice, not chunk of change, but some coinage there, right? A little rainy day fund. The day you begin to fret about the future is the day you leave your childhood behind. I was thinking about that the other day. I almost had an anxiety attack. I've given myself a panic attack twice in my life, right? And one of them was almost the other day. I was on a walk, and I realized how shitty it is when you grow up and everything loses its saturation. When you're younger, everything has color. The world is big, And, you know, you look at your things, and I was walking to my mother's house, and that's why I remembered that specifically, that I'm like, man, everything seems so small now. And yeah, granted, I'm a short guy, right? So everything seems big in comparison. But compared to when you were a kid, you look at the old school you went to, you look at your mom's house, and everything is smaller. It used to be a massive place. It used to be a mansion. You used to have adventures for everything, but now it's just colorless, right? And that's, I think, adulthood. When you turn that saturation bar down, look at that. Who would have thought you would have gotten some not motivational, but some you know, metaphorical talk here on PigCake? You just think it's all dick jokes and racism. No. There's some nuance there, my friends. There's some nuance. But that's when you lose your childhood. You lose that wonder. It's when you start noticing that the color of things is different. Bro, the socialist hatred, the communists worse than the KKK hated black men. They're not allowed. Okay, hold up. I'm trying to decipher that. Bro, the socialists hated the communists worse than the KKK hated the black men. They're not alike. I don't think you know what those systems are. I know what the systems are. Okay, and I know that if you consider yourself to be one or the other, you're not really, your head's not really screwed on right? Your head's not even screwed on right. But I think that's for anything too. Same thing. But again, look at this. Look at this. I almost got into a whole thing on capitalism and its superiority, right? You've never had true socialism. We've never had true communism. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. In that they both always end in this right here. This is where it ends. But that's the limit. That's the fringe of my partaking in that particular comment thread, Hene. So don't tease me again and try to get it out of me. All right, try to get my political thoughts and theories out of me. All right, you almost succeeded there, but I'm too smart for that. I'm thinking on another plane. So don't think that you're just gonna sneak up on me and get me to talk about the wolves of socialism and communism. Let's see. Is it cool to swallow? Says Oscar. Is it cool to swallow? That's kind of a weird intro line, right? I guess it's partial with the type of content that I make. Yeah, but you were dumber when you were a kid and weaker, and now you could travel and smoke and stuff. Yeah, that's the most ignorant college bro shit I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. Yeah, dude, but now you could smoke, man. Now you could smoke, dude. It's like, yeah, but when you're a kid, it's like, again, not to tie this back and make this virginy, but look at your magic life, right? When you started off your magic life, everything was new. Everything was innovative, right? You looked at magic and you're like, whoa, man, that's crazy. And then you start doing it for long enough and nothing's impressive anymore. Nothing's interesting. Everything is just, oh, I know that. That's just this. That's just this. That's just that. All right. But when you're starting off, it's like, what the fuck? That's crazy. I didn't know you could do that. Whoa, man, but you do it for maybe even 6 months and you lose that. So that's childhood. It's a metaphor for childhood. Says I went to Toys R Us one last time before close here. Everything seems so much smaller than when I was a kid. You know, yeah, that's perfect. That's the perfect one. Went to Toys R Us as well. Hey, let's go to the store that started it all, right? You bought all your video games there. You bought your toys and they were all cool and colorful. Then you go back now and it's not like it changed. As a matter of fact, the reason they didn't survive is because they didn't change. So it's the same exact shit you had as a kid, right? You would assume, oh, maybe the store, changed that. No. You changed. That's the secret. The secret is that you, as an individual, changed. So when it comes to that, you go back to a store like that you looked up to as a kid, and it becomes a reminder that now you're old, and those things aren't valuable anymore, right? The wonderment is gone, which is shit, but I guess it's a part of life, right? As is death, which is my other crippling anxiety. Every once in a while, it's like, hey, man, you're working out. You're going to die one day. Hey, man, remember your mortality, dude. All this effort that you're putting into eating right and, having a balanced diet and exercising is going to be for no reason whatsoever because you're going to perish one day. So that's always the looming, conflict that you have as a human. I was referring to the gum, Piggy. Thank you for that, Oscar. And reminding me that I'm the sick fuck because I forgot the name of the stream. Is always swallow your gum, according to Gary Vee. That microsecond could be the difference between $1 million deal and losing out on your livelihood being set for the rest of your life, right? That microsecond of you taking that gum and putting it on a napkin, crumbling it up and throwing it away, right? That little process could have cost you essentially what could be your life. So good advice from Gary Vee. Yeah, but now you could smoke, have a beer, go to Hawaii, and get wasted with a woman or man on you. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could technically have done that as a kid, but it's frowned upon, right? That's so it's like everything's edible, right? Everything's edible if you're brave enough. So it's the same thing. You could have done all those things as a kid. As a matter of fact, there's that famous video of that little kid smoking. Baby smoking. I think I don't know if I made a video on this on PigCake Plus, right? But this kid is always the funniest motherfucker I've seen. You just have a very fat baby out here smoking 40 cigarettes a day, and a video has come up. A video has come up recently showing an update that the kid's okay, that he's fine, he doesn't smoke anymore. Let's see if we can find this. Let me lower this, but let me see if I could at least show the kid. Right? Oh, yeah. This is fun. This is great. Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Is this McDonald's? Okay, thank you. Thank you for loading. So look at this kid. Look at this cool cat. Right? It's a nice little chubby kid smoking. Look at the cigarette compared to his body. And his whole family looking at him just like, yeah, dude. Yeah, you're special. Look at that. He's doing tricks and shit. Spinning it. Show him smoking it. I want to see him smoking it. Look at that motherfucker blowing out clouds. He could probably blow it. He's out here like he just came from work after having a stressful day. Oh, he's lighting up another. I can't believe it. He's lighting one with another one. This guy's seen some shit. And his fucking parents are around like, look at him. He's so special. And my goodness. My fucking goodness. But that's, I remember that kid. That's one of my favorite kids of all time. Right? So you could technically do that. You could be a toddler and smoke. And those are cigarettes, the worst type of smoking. I agree. And I didn't realize on how bad cigarettes are for you until I tried to roll a cigar myself. Until I tried to roll a cigar. And I used fucking, what do you call this? The blunt paper, right? What the kids use for blunt paper. I made my own cigar, and I realized that I only got 3 puffs from it. And then okay, so this is why cigarettes are different, because they have all the stuff that slows the burn down. So you could smoke it for a couple minutes as opposed to just smoking through tobacco, pure tobacco. So there's no way that it's going to last. And then that's where you get all those fun, great chemicals. No more numbers, I promise. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Having ominous numbers. I'm driving in Paraguay. It's crazy hot, 37 degrees Celsius here, but watching Piggy to cheer up. Hey, boy. That's what I'm talking about, watching Piggy to cheer up. Here it's a little bit cold, too, in the 305. A little bit colder than it was in the summer. We don't have seasons here. We only have summer and colder summer. And right now we're making our way to colder summer, so I appreciate that. Let's see. I smoke and play with my cards until all my bicycle archangels smell like cigarettes. You know, I didn't realize blunt paper, wrapping paper, you know what I mean? Rolling paper. That's how you know that I'm a noob and that I don't smoke weed, right? Because I call it blunt paper. That's how white I am. Rolling paper, all right? I try to make a cigar with rolling paper. I bunched up a cigar that I had, and I poured it into a piece of rolling paper, and then I tried to smoke it. 3 puffs is all I got until that thing completely ran out. So that's how you know. You get the what do you call this? The additives and all the stuff that delays the burn, and you're smoking that and inhaling that because it makes you feel good after taking your art appreciation class. I'll never forget coming out of a class when I was in college, and this girl was almost shaking as she went to smoke, and she took out her cigarette and she fucking just like that. And that was what relieved her stress. Although the ones that I hate now are the vape commercials. I don't get it. You're vaping. Yeah, it's not great for you, but it's not as bad as cigarettes. So when you're smoking a vape, I lost concentration, dude. My cardio went down. No, it fucking didn't. How did your cardio go down? That's a Bitcoin alert. But how did And then you look at who does the commercials, and it's Philip Morris. Philip Morris is the one behind those campaigns of these crazy commercials. 305, nice. Those are numbers. Representative of an area code, right? I would assume that you would know that. Joint paper, I said rolling paper, you fuck. Did you know chimpanzees hunt panthers and eat them raw? Some people keep chimpanzees as pets. Yeah, some people keep lions as pets. Like what happened to Roy? Well, now he's dead, but I'm sure he didn't have a good time having a giant, I would say, fucking forest animals in your face. Why would you do that? I don't understand. A lot of a lot of Arabs do that as well. You see them on TikTok and Instagram flexing their shit. Bitcoin alert. What's going on here? Is this real right now? Am I being annoyed? Report spam. I pick up phone calls, by the way, and I'm not saying this as a thing to call me. Those of you fucks that have no lives and manage to find my information. But I've been picking up all the phone calls that I get in terms of like the spam calls. And I waste their time. I think I mentioned this before in another live stream. That I waste their time. I hate it when they call me and they ask me about certain things. The new scam is that they tell you that you have an order that is having an issue, and they try to get information from you. You need to buy iTunes gift cards in order to on the phone with them, and I waste their time until they ask for specific information. And when they ask for specific information, that's when I say, hey, go fuck yourself. Hey, do me a favor, suck my left nut. Okay, suck my balls. And then I hang up. But I waste their time because they're wasting my time. So you know what? You're wasting my time. I'm going to be on the phone with you. Last time I heard them talking in the back. So I heard them, I guess I pressed 1. And they, I guess they never get people. So they were just in the back having a chat. Indians. It was Indians. You hear them talking in their accent in the background. And I'm just here going, hello? Hello? But I hear them. I hear them talking amongst each other, which is quite humorous. She pumping again? Sounds like that gar was just rolled loose as fuck. That's funny. No, but it's tobacco. If you do it with tobacco, right, and you roll it, you're not having anything that delays the smoke, right? Whereas if you're smoking a cigar, it's rolled several times. So when you smoke it, it takes a while for you to burn through the pure tobacco. Cigarettes don't have that luxury. It's not pure tobacco. It's a bunch of shit that delays the smoke. So when you're smoking it, that's what causes the for you to not only have a nice feeling warmth in your body along with the nicotine, but also to have a prolonged experience that's not just 2 puffs. Because imagine you get a paper, put some tobacco in there, and you think you have a cigarette. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have a cigarette because you're going to get 1 puff and you're going to burn your little fingers off. Right, you're gonna burn your fucking every weed smoker has calluses here and here from holding the fucking lit end of whatever the fuck they've smoked so close and not wanting to waste even a millimeter of marijuana. But I could roll it as tight as I want. I could have a roll so tight that it would cause me to prematurely ejaculate, and it wouldn't matter if it's all tobacco. So that's a science experiment that I found on my own through trying to make a tobacco cigarillo. They're called cigarillos. So imagine going to the gas station and ordering those and not wanting to get your ass blasted afterwards. Let me see any one of these. Okay, cigarettes, talking a lot about that. That was me with Coin Magic. It's just coins across. I can't imagine doing a whole Coin Magic set, right? I can't imagine that. That's one of the things that... I guess maybe as my virgin defense of card magic, thinking that card magic is the most versatile because you could do anything with cards. Coins is really one thing, right? Coins is just really one thing. It's, they're jumping from hand to hand or disappearing, and that's it, right? With cards, you could do a bunch of stuff. Definitely way more than coins. I found your video about regrets a little bit odd. You're maybe not perfect. Okay, I appreciate that. But your stuff is extremely good and your content's genuine. Yeah, it's just the regrets, just a little dumb video that I made talking about the what do you call this? The idea of don't wait, right? Don't overplan, because that's something that you could get into a problem is when you over what do you call that? When you overplan stuff, right? And then you have that productivity porn where you look up different ways to be productive as opposed to being productive. So that's just another regret. And the other one's this right here, not showing this earlier and worrying about the content that I made, whereas it would have been better. It would have been way better, I think, had I shown this from the very start, because I would have had the ability to make the videos that I could have made back then, make them more interesting, as opposed to, oh, let me cover my face. I thought that was a little dumb thing that I did. Who's smoking weed? This looks like a Game Boy camera. Are we back in vaporwave mode? Are we back in vaporwave mode here that we've been fighting fucking nonstop in this entire goddamn stream? Jesus. It's not the internet. That's the worst part. It's not the internet. My internet was fucking solid as a rock. But it's a weird upload thing with Discord that I've been fucking battling with this retardation. Only coin performance worth looking at is Tyler Rabbit's Magic Castle Act. Let's see that and see how accurate that statement is. Right? It gives me flashbacks to David Roth on Fool Us, R.I.P. David Roth. But yeah, his was pretty rough because I don't know what it was about him doing that act, but he's been way better. I kind of shat on it. Still fooled him. You said Tyler Rabbit's Magic Castle Act. Tyler Rabbit's. God, that's a fucking terrible name. Jesus. I was just wondering, like, well, it came to what a terrible name is Rabbits, and then you realize, oh, it's his stage name because he's a magician. Tyler Rabbit's Coin Magic Act. Tyler Rabbits. This is 18 minutes of coin magic. What the fuck? Sleight of hand. Oh, it's I have to imagine it's not only coin magic, but this is 18 minutes. I liked Hayashi's Fool Us act, right? He came up here. But oh my goodness, 18 minutes of coin magic. Maybe I might be a little bit biased. Right, I might be a little bit biased against coin magic, but no thank you, dog. No thank you to that. I rather, like, it's like cardistry, right? You do 2 or 3 things and then you've seen everything. So, oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, shit, that's cool. You know, you did that like a minute ago. You did that a minute ago. Oh, that's just a little variation on a thing you did a minute ago. Oh, this is all the same shit. That's the progress of appreciating cardistry. And I think it's the same with coin tricks. I think it's the same as coin tricks. I could only think of one worse. I could think of at least one more worse name. I don't know if that's a reference to having certain knowledge about me beyond the channel, but that's racist if that's what you're insinuating. Wet poultry, that's racist if that's what you're insinuating. That my name is a worse name. But PigCake is good. I like PigCake, right? There's there's a fun, right? There's a fun thing with PigCake. It's a humorous name. It's like what's a PigCake, right? What's a PigCake? What is it? Is it a pastry? Is it a dessert? Is it I was gonna say supple. Succulent. What is it? Right? There's interest. That Mahmoud guy has a worse name. You're right. He does have a worse name. It's a very rough name, I would say. But again, racist. You're the racist. I can't believe that. I get accused of the racism. When in reality, I think the kettle's calling the pot black. Literally in this case. But you know what? That's a stream. That's as much that I could tolerate for going in and out between Vaporwave. I apologize for that. I wanted to have a flawless stream. But you know what? I can't get what I want. You can't always get what you want. And this is an example of that, my friends. So I like to end, I want to end this with at least a nice little message, right? You know, Jerry Springer ends his shows with good messages. If you're familiar with being unemployed in the middle 2000s, where you could watch a Jerry Springer and whatever her name was, Jenny something. But love yourselves, right? Dedicate time to yourselves. And, you know, you're going to be a better person from that. I'm sorry, I guess. You know, you're worth it. Shortest stream ever. It's an hour and 12 minutes, you fuck. So, yeah, but that's the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Apologize, again, for the Vaporwave, but it's a feature. Right? New and innovative things, such as Vaporwave. Who would have thunk it? They both lead, all right, to tyrannical people in power. All right. Both systems cannot have a position where the power is not going to be to one person. All right, you fuck. That's the shittiness about both systems, that they always lead to corruption at the highest level. So bye.